so we can get started. Okay, let me get my screen up for you. Where is there we go. Okay, welcome to the call tonight. We are going to talk a little bit about finding more people to talk to and running a like page. So we'll get started with a couple things first. We want to welcome our new coaches. Lori welcomes Crystal, Vanessa welcomes Amber, Christy welcomes Jessica, Jessie welcomes Whitney, and I welcome Susan. We love, love, love adding new coaches to our team. I love when this list is like twice as long as this or even longer, because this is 2 weeks. So we only have a call every 2 weeks. So we should work to get that list even longer. I don't know if you guys saw my chat, but just to keep the background noise simple with just my microphone, make sure you mute your microphone on the bottom left-hand side of your screen. There's a little tiny old-fashioned microphone. All you have to do is click it, and there will be a red slash mark that goes through it. Okay. Congratulations to Jessie for reaching Emerald. I can see her cute face on the call. I love Jessie. She's one of my coaches, and she's fantastic. So congratulations to her. Congratulations to Erica for reaching Emerald. Congratulations to Maite. I'm getting so used to calling her Maite instead of mate or matey. For reaching Emerald also. Awesome, super exciting. You guys should, most of you probably know that Emerald means you are starting your own team of coaches and you have the opportunity to start earning free customers from the company. You're eligible for that. You're eligible for the team cycle bonus. Lots of good stuff that comes with being Emerald. It's kind of the first milestone you want to reach as a coach. There are actually a lot of announcements in the online office. I was in there this afternoon looking, and I highly recommend, if you don't go to the Breaking Coach News in your online office, that you do. It's just when you first log into your online office, on the very right-hand side, there's a column of, that's where corporate announces things to us. That's where they tell us things that are happening and what's going on. I just was muting Heather's noise, and it took me out. There we go. Okay, so anyway, that's where corporate communicates with you. And you don't have to wait for a team call to hear the announcements, because that's where we get them from. So a couple of things that you will want to know. The Team Beachbody Club Challenge Pack, which comes with the club membership with Beachbody On Demand, is $140. T25 is on sale this month for $180 instead of $205. Turbo Fire is $140 instead of $180, which is actually really 2 brackets below what it usually is. The 3-day refresh is $140. I could use the 3-day refresh. The March Success Club prize is Success Club 5. You earn a Beachbodyopoly board game. And some of you may have seen today, I announced this on the Team Inspire page and my personally sponsored coach page. The lead program is changing. So it used to be that when you were Emerald, you were eligible automatically for customers that either signed up for the free membership or the club membership. It didn't necessarily mean they paid for anything or they ordered anything, but in the future, they were always your customer, and in the future, if they ordered anything, then that was yours. That now has been bumped up to Success Club 5. So to get those same leads, you have to be earning Success Club 5 as well as being Emerald, but the only thing that changed was Success Club 5. The other thing that changed is the Success Club lead program. So there's 2 types of customers that are just the free membership or club membership, and then customers that actually order Shakeology or order the Ultimate Reset. They used to just be where we'd have to reach Success Club 5 to order or to earn those customers. Now it's Success Club 10. So we have so many coaches, and they sometimes have to change the qualifications to keep it fair so that it gets more competitive to be earning incentives from the company. I think this is a great thing. I have some coaches that in the organization that I've heard of in other organizations that are Emeralds, and with their mom and their brother or their, whoever, and then they start earning free customers, and they're not necessarily helping those customers. They're not necessarily doing much with the business. And so this will help so that they don't just benefit from these customers who then really have nobody to work with. To earn free customers, you actually have to be earning Success Club 5, which I think is awesome. Okay, So a couple other things they were changing in the back office or in the announcements. They're having a new showcase challenge pack that has PIO and Max 30, and I can't remember the other one that it comes with. So it's like a challenge pack you can get when you sign up to be a coach, and it comes with like 3 programs instead of 1, which is a really good one for people who can't decide what they want to buy when they sign up as a coach. There's a couple other things that I was like, oh, people need to know that. So make sure you check your online office for that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to show you guys, for those of you who don't know, this is my online office, and you're going to see I have 0 Success Club points. So y'all can see I'm just like all of you who are like, I don't have any Success Club points, right? I'm a real person too. Okay, so over here, this Breaking Coach News, there's a lot of information here, and since we only do team calls every 2 weeks, sometimes we miss some of them to let you guys know. So this is where you need to go to find out what's going on with the company, what new stuff is coming out, rules are being changed, national wake-up call replays there. So anyway, be sure you're checking there. Okay, so for tonight, what I've been trying to do lately for our team calls is have other people besides my shining face on the calls and giving feedback, people who are doing well with the business, people who are more like a newer coach, but they're doing well, they're seeing success, they're learning things. And so I've asked Christy Borders and my sister Heather to jump on tonight and talk about how to find more people and things they've learned about running a like page. Both of them have a like page. Heather's been running hers longer than Christy, but I figured it'd be really helpful for you guys to learn from people that are a little bit more fresh in the business and have been learning things kind of along the way, but are doing really well. So Heather, raise your hand, whoever wants to go first, and I can promote you. Okay, Christy, Heather, that doesn't help me. I said, raise your hand if you're going first. I'm just kidding. Okay, so you guys, I forget how to do this every time. How do I promote you to presenter? Actually, just unmute yourself first, Christy. Oh,
got it.
Never mind. I see. I'm going to make you host.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Hey, guys. Sorry, I am completely makeupless, and I'm on period this week, so all sorts of breakouts going on. That's just me being real. So I wanted to first, we kind of broke it up into like pages, and I'm kind of going to focus on getting value-added posts. Heather and I have spent a lot of time figuring out what that means, what we think that means. And so I'll talk about that. And then Heather is going to talk more about how to go about, I wrote this stuff down. What are you talking about, Heather? About, remind me. It's been one of those days.
More about kind of the other things about like boosting posts and stuff that we've been working on.
Yes, exactly.
And getting new people, inviting new people, and finding new people to invite.
Exactly. Perfect. So for my portion, I do have, I was thinking about sharing my screen, and I kind of came up with a post schedule of things that I think are valuable to my market, to a lot of people's market, just to kind of think outside the box. So let me just start with that and share screen. Okay. Do you guys see my Excel? Awesome. Okay. So I don't always post this much, but I'll tell you what, this is, as now that I have this all on paper, it has taken the stress out of posting completely. So that's just been awesome for me personally. And so first and foremost, I think we all can agree that videos get the most traction out of everything. And so I was thinking about, okay, well, what all should be involved in that? And Heather and I came up with, well, maybe let's try a Modify Monday type of thing, just because I've actually had a couple of people approach me and they're like, I can't do what you do. I don't think this is for me type of a thing. And And I didn't want that to come across like, yeah, I might be doing something a little bit more intense, but no, we know that there are programs for everyone and every fitness level. And so I decided to kind of rein back and say, okay, at least once a week, and usually for me, it's going to be Mondays because it's just easier for me to remember. I'm going to try and show a modified version of the things that I'm doing so that people can relate to me more. Say, oh, okay, well, I can't do that push up, but I can do it on my knees. And so I've been doing that. And then kind of just change it up. I said, we'll do a cardio one, kind of abs, arms, and chest. Ones, legs and backs, and then do ones from my current program. So kind of just get some variety in there. I don't want it doesn't all need to be beach body. You throw in a medicine ball, throw in different things just to keep people interested and not just to be like, okay, you can only do beach body, you can never do anything else because nothing else works. Because that shouldn't be our approach. Obviously, we believe in the programs, but I think variety is good. I also talked about Shakeology, we believe in that, but kind of changing those things up a little bit. I'm only doing Shakeology twice a week. So I decided, okay, Tuesday, Friday, let's talk about Shakeology at different times of the day. For recipes, I decided to do that, 1, 2, 3, 4 times a week. And so I kind of just measured it out that way. And what else is there? Engaging questions and an opinion poll. I thought that was something fun. I think a lot of people love to give their opinions, and so if you give them an opportunity to do that, then you have to. You just have to, at least once a week, just ask people's opinions, and they will be more than happy to share. And it'll just be this instant connection. It could be about your kids. It could be about fitness. Like, hey, what was my last one? It was like, all right, A, B, C, or D, what thing gets in your way the most from working out? Or, something like that. And people talk about it. And it just has gained a lot of traction. Another recent thing that I've been talking about is once a week I've been doing a favorite things post of just something completely random. One was one of my favorite food shoppers, and then another one was a vacation rental site that I always go through. So it's completely random, but I love it. And so I've kind of just like, hey, I don't know if you guys know about this, but this is something that whenever you travel, you check this out. And it's been fun to just not always blast Beachbody. And, people are like, oh, this is great. I've never heard of this. I'm totally going to try it when I go to Hawaii next week, or not next week, next month or whatever. And so that's been fun. So all of these are just completely, they're kind of random, but, I try to talk, let's do a coach plug, once a week. Talk about, there's a lot of different tips, as you can see on here. A sleeping tip or relaxation or stress relief. I keep that kind of for Sunday because that's my relaxation time to regroup day. Budgeting and cleaning tips. I've shared my cleaning checklist that I have that I made up, that I just think who wouldn't want to see that if they, if I think a lot of moms really do stress out about, trying to find that balance of keeping a house together and keeping your kids alive. So that is kind of the gist of it. One other fun thing that Heather and I just tried, the last week we both had birthdays, and we decided to do a favorite things giveaway, and we both boosted it. I think we spent $20 or $30 on it, and that was huge. I got over 90 comments of people that I didn't even know cared, but I just kind of showed a little video of me using my favorite food chopper, and so many people were like, oh my gosh, I need one of these, holy cow, this is so awesome. you know, this will save me hours in food prep and stuff like that. Like, it was huge. They were so excited. I had no idea it was going to be so cool. So like, we were thinking, well, maybe like once a month we should just find some cool thing that and do a giveaway, because over 20,000 people saw that video. Like, really, it was really mind-boggling, to be honest. But like, they were excited, and then there was tons of anticipation, because I'm like, all right, check back tomorrow, we'll see who wins, you know, and stuff like that. So just keeping it fun and lighthearted, but still like, you know, value-added things. We've talked about you know, different websites that, like, MyFitnessPal is always a great one for content of things that to post, and you can even, you know, look in their archives. You can go way back. There's tons of stuff if you are having troubles finding things to say. But yeah, that's kind of some of the things. I know I've just showed you my screen the whole time, but those are things that I'm doing, just things that really excite you. Like on Saturday, like, it was, I just heard of this website called justserve.org that, like, if you really love like serving people, there's this website, that's what it's called, and you can go on and just say, hey, for anyone that lives in Chicago, this is a really cool service project that you might want to be involved in. You know, just doing something outside the box, but that shows people that, like, you're a real person and you're not just, you know, all focused on your body and, you know, making it look good. So yeah, that's about all I have. I will turn the time over to Heather.
All right.
I don't know how to give you the spot.
Yeah, I don't either. Just stop sharing.
Just right click on her picture and it will say make host.
Boom. Yes. All right, there you go, lady.
Now, okay. All right, so a couple of things I was just thinking as Christy was talking, something we should try to do when we do giveaways is ask the winner of the giveaway to post a photo or a video with the item that they received. I'm gonna ask the girl who won my little handy dandy spiralizer for my birthday last week. I just think that it's the way I look at my fitness page might be different than the way a lot of you look at it. And I'll share a little bit why. So in real estate, I have sold investment real estate for like 8 years. And the way I've been successful is different than a lot of the salespeople in our office, is I've just followed up. I have constantly followed up until they tell me I'm not interested in buying an investment property right now. And I don't feel like I'm annoying. Maybe I am. In this, it's somewhat different because I'm not calling them, right? However, I feel like our fitness page is like the follow-up. So if someone initially tells you no, or now's not a good time, that the fitness page and them, with you seeing your posts, them seeing my posts, that it's continually reminding them and inviting them to participate in a challenge group or try Shakeology or something like that. Because the statistics on purchases, I don't know if you guys have read this, but it helps me a lot when I feel discouraged if I boost a post and don't get a great response, is only 2% of sales happen on the first contact, 3% on the second contact. Like, that's not very much when you look at how many people reply to an ad or maybe a post that you have. And maybe they say, yeah, I'm interested, I want to join, and say all the right things, but then don't ever buy. Then it goes up to 5% on the third contact, 10% on the fourth, and 80% of people buy on the 5th to 12th contact. So I think that's something I have to continually keep in mind to be consistent, because it's easy to get discouraged on a fitness page and tell yourself, like, nothing's working. I spent X amount of money and 0 return, or I'm doing something wrong, or this is worthless, or whatever. Like, it's so easy to get in that place. So I have to really remind myself of, if it were me, I mean, Tiffany knows me and how long I said to her, like, I want to be a coach and I will be a coach, but I'm not going to be a coach right now. It's a crazy time in my life. And so I think of myself when I, approach people and how, just because it's a good time for us and to start our challenge group doesn't mean it's good for them. Okay, so I think, go ahead. Someone gonna say something?
I was going to say, wait, tell them how long it took you to sign up.
I told you to sign up as a coach in November of 2011.
That's my favorite part.
I signed up to be a coach in October of 2013.
2 years after me.
Yeah.
2 years.
I was like, Tiff, that's legit. You should sign up for that. That's awesome.
And she did P90X like all the time. She loved it. And she's like super nutrition person. Anyway, just had to say.
No, that's great. I heard an echo, so I was like, what happened? Okay. So a couple things that I wanted to share that I've been trying that I'm finding to be successful, because I think that's what people want to hear too. I've been boosting my posts in a different way, and it's been pretty productive. Typically, and it happened by accident, and I woke up literally at like 5 a.m, freaked out that I did it wrong, and it kind of has been a sweet spot for me. So usually when I boosted my posts before, I would boost it to people who like my page and their friends. And that's just always what I did, because that's just what you're supposed to do. I don't know. And I, this one time I boosted it just like an ad. It was like 11 at night and whatever. I woke up the next morning at 5 a.m. and was like, I just wasted a ton of money. And I boosted it for like $100, which I usually spend $5-10. Like, I don't spend a lot of money on these. So I boosted it for, I think it was about $100, maybe $150. And that morning I woke up to hurry as fast as I could and stop it. And I'd already had like 20 messages and several comments. And I was like, oh, maybe I didn't do such a bad thing. And all of them were saying the right things in their responses, And so then I paused my ad at about 9 or 9:30. And I caught up on those messages. And then, because I really didn't want to spend $100, even though I said I was going to spend $100, that just wasn't in my budget. If it was, that would have been sweet to just keep it going. But I started it again that night and ran it through the morning. And I've been doing a little bit of reading, saying that that's usually when people are on Facebook is, mornings, evenings, and just before, like around lunchtime, typically. So that's been successful for me, is I never use my full budget and I just pause it frequently. So I pause it during the workday and then unpause it in the evening and into the morning. So those are a couple of things that have been working for me. So on that post, I spent $51 and had 49 leads. And I will be upfront and tell you that none of them have purchased. Big fat goose egg. But I have 2 that have said no, and several that are like ready to order. We're at step 5, and I know they're going to just take a little bit more time. I didn't get any of those 2% people, on the first contact. And so I've had to wrap my head around that and say, you know what, like maybe I could spend a little more time, be more personal with them, asking them more personal questions so they know I'm genuinely interested in them. But other than that, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. And then, then I got a little bit discouraged last week, and I said, this isn't panning out. I'm pushing so hard to hit Success Club. And I decided that I was going to care more about my challengers and more about people and less about numbers and sales. And I am starting a free group for parents and grandparents of obese children, because I grew up by age like 8 or 9, I was obese, like clinically obese. So I want to reach out to those kids, but I'm not exactly going to like market to children. A little bit creepy and probably illegal or something. I don't know. But I want to make a difference there. And so I've already had a couple of people interested, and I'm going to start that group. And I was telling my husband, I said, I looked on Facebook and there are 0 groups for that. 0. Like, there are no support groups to help parents whose kids are overweight, which is crazy. Like, I mean, if you look at the numbers of obese kids, it's nuts. So there's nobody out there doing it that I could find, because I was just going to join a group. I wasn't going to run my own. So there's just some ideas there to like think of what you have to offer and offer a free group, because this group that I have, what my goal is going to be is to get the parents and grandparents, because I have one grandparent, parents, grandparents, to work on their own fitness. If as growing up that way, I would have never responded well to someone coming to me and saying, I love you, you're so great, I want to help you get fit. Instead of saying, I'm going to work on my own fitness and I'd love for you to do it with me. And so it's going to be a different approach, but I'm really excited. And I ordered some Tony Horton and Shaun T kid exercise videos that are on back off the Coach Online office. I'm pretty stoked. So just thinking outside the box of what you can offer. And okay, I'll tell you in a minute. Okay, I'll tell you in a minute. So what are they? If you can. Oh, please. So then the memory jogger, I know I prejudged a lot of people, so I'm going to revisit my memory jogger to help find new people, just because my ads will take a little bit longer to get people to convert to a sale. And then what I've been looking at is how many friends I have on Facebook and how many people that I've actually invited. And I looked at, or even on my finds list, and there's 300 people on my finds and shares list. So people that I have invited and people I have yet to invite. So the invites are people who haven't, like they're not customers. And there's only 300 people. And I went, wait a minute, I have like 800 friends or something. How do I only have 300 people on here? So that was kind of a wake-up call for me that I told myself I'm out of my warm market, but just a possibility that I still have people in my warm market. So it's easy to just try to rely on your fitness page. And then the last thing is to be consistent. This is my son. I'm just going to let him say hi. So he's because he's really wanting to know what a word means. I'll tell you. So the last thing I'll say is being consistent. I have a slight advantage in that I've watched Tiffany be consistent for several years. I've watched her at the end of the month call me or talk to me about how she needs to sign up a coach, or I need another challenge pack order. It's the last day of the month and I'm short and I need to do it. And so I think a lot of people on the team have seen Tiffany as successful for a long time and has always been successful, or maybe, she had the operation group and so it was easier for her or what have you. But I've seen the background of it to know that being consistent, even when it's going to ebb and flow and there's zero interest and you're sitting at 0 Success Club points, to push through and keep working, because it pays off. I've seen it, firsthand to some degree, I guess, maybe secondhand that would be, of watching and supporting Tiffany as her sister in helping her reach her goals. So that's what I have. I just kind of wanted to be brief, but also share some things that have been helping me.
Hey, Heather. Oh, let me just really quick, as far as the consistency piece goes, I just wanted to also share. So I have been like super gung-ho. I think most people know that I've just been going. Like my goal is sharing 50 people a week, finding 50 people a week. And I was consistently doing that until probably the beginning of March. The last couple of weeks, I've been really backed out of that. And because of that, I have had way less people interested, less people. Every single month up until this point, I've gotten to Success Club 10 by the 10th, every single month. But because I've slowed down and been less consistent, I am at 6 and it's the 17th. So like the consistency piece is huge. And when, there's the times where you don't want to do it, like Saturday night, like my whole family was in bed and I know I've completely slacked and I didn't want to, and I'd rather just like watch a show or whatever. But I'm like, I need to sit down, and I just busted out my finds and my shares and felt great about it. Didn't want to do it, but I did it. And because of that, flywheel just started again. So where you have people to talk to and stuff like that. So consistency is key. I totally agree. The end.
Guys, that was awesome. I just have to say that your chart, Christy, is really, really helpful. One of the things we talk about in our new coach training is having variety in your posts. when I try to think of what I want to post on my fitness page, I try to think of what I like to see. Who do I follow? Who do I genuinely like to follow? Not I'm following them because I want to see what they're doing. I only have very few people that I actually follow because I enjoy their posts. I like to see what they're doing as a person, not as a coach. Does that make sense? So I will look at what they are posting because that's who I am and similar to who I am. And so I will watch what they're doing so that, because I connect with it and I like what they post or the post that I comment on. What do I want to comment on? Right? Like, do I like commenting when someone does, a post on their, I don't know, you just have to think of in that mind frame. Like when you catch yourself commenting on a post, pay attention to what that post says. Why did you want to comment on it? Like Christy said, when people want to give their opinion, hello, how many times do people ask for an opinion on Facebook and you're like, oh, I want to type my opinion. So try to think of that when you're thinking of what content to have, because content is everything. If you're just posting, I even had to catch myself and stop myself from just posting my part of my workout every day in my video, because that's not really adding a ton of value just to post 3 minutes of my own workout every day. I need to post something that people can do with no equipment, or a few moves they can do that are based on cardio, a few moves they can do that are going to help their biceps grow, and tell them how many reps and sets to do. How can you figure that out? Go choose a few moves from the workout you are doing, right? You don't have to post, this was my workout today necessarily, but say, this works your arms or this works your legs. You don't have to be a personal trainer to know if you're doing a squat, it's working your legs, right? So try to make it so that it's going to add value to the people who are watching what you're doing. Same with recipes, all that stuff. If you're just in a rut, which we all get into, of posting the same things, or if you're in the habit of not spending time, sometimes I'm in such a hurry that what I'm posting really isn't, it's just like me posting to post just to get it out of the way. But if I put a little bit of thought into it and actually spend some time thinking about it, my return is so much bigger in the long run, because you want to attract people to you and give them what they want, right? Doesn't mean you can have to run free challenge groups all the time and you can never run a business, but it means on your page or your personal profile, if that's where you're doing things right now, you need to give people what they like to see, what they liked. I mean, I could talk about my kids all day, but people don't want to hear about my kids all day. So I have to kind of, in a way, play the game of what do people want to see? What's the content they want? Does anybody have any questions? Anyone for Christy or Heather? And you guys can unmute yourselves if anybody has any questions. I thought that was really good. You guys gave some really good points. Heather talked a little bit about the memory jogger. I think everybody in here is a fairly seasoned coach, but if you don't know where that is, that's on the Team Inspire website under the new coach training. But Christy, would you be willing to share that spreadsheet, like in the file section? Maybe just attach it as a document or something, just as an example for people to look at, like what to post.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, I think that would be helpful for people to see in front of them if they didn't get a chance, because I'm sure people were like, screenshot. I guess you guys could have just taken a screenshot. But I think I loved your comment about that, taking the stress out of your posting, because all your ideas, it's kind of like our posting rotation in the new coach training, but it's a little different on a like page, but same idea. So that when you go to post, you don't have to be like, oh gosh, what am I going to post today? Or you're in a funk yourself, so you're not sure. It gives you some great ideas to look at. Oh, Leanne took a picture with her phone. We'll share it, but that's what I would have probably done too. Screenshot. So when I post the call, if you just, whenever you get a chance, just post it as a document or something, or a file, I guess. Okay, awesome. You guys, thanks so much for being on the call, and thank you, Heather and Christy, for sharing your insights. I appreciate it. We will have a call in 2 weeks. My husband's going to be out of the country, so I'm going to figure out what we're going to do for that call. But we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. We'll talk to you guys later. Have a great night.
Good night.